All right, today's session is about cultivating a balanced spring energy. Now, for many of us, we have had kind of a long, heavy, extended winter that seems to go on and on and on. And this energetically can take a toll and it can feel very heavy. It can kind of feel hard to move through. There are feelings of inability to get going, like, I really want to start doing something, but well, I can't even hardly get outside, or, there's just feeling like there's things in the way. So we're going to cultivate energy that helps us feel like we can move it instead of feeling like we are stuck. All right. So the kapha energy of springtime, this combination of water and earth, can just have us feeling very stuck in the mud, as they like to say. And what we want to do is we want to replenish that feeling that the mud is there to help us grow, to help us expand, to help us get ready for summer, to help us feel like we can do the things that we want to do. So sometimes when we have just too much of one thing, we just can't seem to figure out how to get around it, how to get through it. So today we are honoring that, getting that kaphic energy going and moving. Okay, so this practice is going to be very much about sort of purifying our vessel and getting ourselves to move in ways that squeeze and expand and open so that the energy can be lifted and move and help us keep going on our way as we welcome in actual springtime, hopefully more warm weather, all of those things. So some things to think about when we think about kaphic energy and we think about the kaphic way is we've got to shake it out. Like if you're feeling like things just are just what they are, there's no way about it, I'm just sort of stuck in this rut. If you have gotten too comfortable, maybe in your house, maybe too comfortable with your relationships, your life goals, this is where this kind of work that we're going to do today and being just intentional in general about moving through this energy is going to be beneficial. This is going to help you connect to your bigger dreams and bigger goals in life because you're going to be able to get out of this sameness, the same thinking. All right, so we're going to work on moving this energy in the hopes that it allows you to let go of the things that are no longer serving you. So for example, you could just come home and just be in a habit of turning on the TV or turning on Netflix or something like that, and just kind of getting caught in it and realizing, okay, now it's time for bed, and I didn't reach out to a friend, or I had planned to go on my treadmill, or I had planned to do that, and just realizing it didn't happen. Or even being so distracted and then sort of feeling so heavy on the couch as you're watching the shows, you really don't even want to make yourself a good meal. So you end up having snacks for dinner. And you're just kind of in this place. And this is that kind of energy that we want to allow ourselves to be able to take those steps to move it. Because you have energy. It's just not being directed in a way that's really beneficial to you. And during this season, it gets exacerbated. So it may feel even harder to get yourself to choose the things that are beneficial to you. Maybe you're really, all about self-care, all about taking care of yourself, and you just can't seem to make the choice that would be beneficial for you. This is what we're talking about. All right. So what we need today, you're going to need your yoga mat, 1 or 2 blankets, a bolster, a block, possibly a strap, and maybe an eye pillow, as well as your practice journal. And I would highly recommend Kleenex. We will need those right away because we are going to do some work to sort of purify our vessel, get our mind on straight, and then get into this. All right. So meet me on your mat. I'm going to have you start to rock back and forth on your sit bones, getting yourself settled. Now, again, you can always sit on a chair if it's just too much on your knees. You don't need to look the part. We need to feel good in our bodies, okay? So just sort of rocking back and forth. Sometimes I like to do little circles till you find your spine in the center. Roll the shoulders back. We're going to bring our hands to our knees or to our thighs, wherever it feels comfortable, and just start to breathe. When we feel this heaviness doesn't just weigh on our bodies, it weighs on our minds and it weighs on our hearts. So I want you to breathe into the heart space. Imagine that as you're breathing into the heart space, the collarbones are shining open, the rib cage is allowing itself to expand, the upper back feels like it's able to relax and open. And these are all just little visualizations, little intentions with your mind. You may not feel the actual shifts in your body yet, but you are setting the stage, as we'll say. As you continue to breathe into your body, as you continue to connect to this idea of shining open, releasing darkness, getting into that heart space. See if you can find a lightness through the shoulders if you haven't already, through the neck, even through the front of the throat. Not feeling like you have to be rigid and tense. Imagining again that this lightness just allows the body to be energized in a really nice, flexible, focused sort of way, but not in a tense way. You might notice that your jaw is tight, your tongue is tight. Just widen the tongue in your mouth. Let the teeth slightly part, lips slightly part. Breathe. Just welcome yourself here and now. Welcome yourself to this time, this mat of yours, to yoga. Knowing that you're going to honor your body today. There might be things that feel pretty difficult in our practice. There might be things that just feel so good. You feel like you could do them all day. And I want you to allow yourself to feel good regardless. So just neutral about the movements, just allowing yourself to feel good no matter what we're planting the seed. Just a few more breaths just like this. Just going to read a little something from The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. Asking for help isn't giving up, said the horse. It's refusing to give up. Asking for help isn't giving up, said the horse. It's refusing to give up. Just a few more breaths here. Thinking about this idea of moving stuckness, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, just energetic. And by you showing up here to be intentional with the yoga practice, you are supporting yourself. You might not feel it as I'm asking for help, but on some level, you're connecting to energies and allowing those energies to help you move this. So just connect in any way that feels right and asking for support to whatever powers that be. that you align with. Maybe there's some thoughts of a few people in your life to reach out to for support in other ways. Wonderful. All right, blinking your eyes open and just taking a moment to blow the nose, because we are going to do a practice, a Shat Kriya. That is sometimes referred to as a pranayama as well, because we are using the breath. So we are going to use a cleansing breath. And as we do this breath, think about how it feels and notice this idea of how it would break up stagnancy, whether the stagnant energy is in the actual chest or somewhere else in your body. So for this practice and for this activity, you are going to inhale and then exhale very vigorously. And then you just let the air come back in. So like as you exhale vigorously, you'll automatically inhale and you'll just let that be gentle. So the force is on the exhale. The force is not coming from the chest, it's coming from the navel. So what we'll want to see is some people will have their hands just on their knees or on their thighs. Some people like to bring the arms up and put their thumbs into the fingers. So the fingers cover the thumbs and hold it up here, relax through the shoulders. And what I want you to understand is when you're doing this, you are not allowing the upper body to move. You're really trying to concentrate the energy. So again, we're like punching and allowing ourselves to break up that energy, okay? And it feels really good once you get the swing of it. The most, I would say the most uncomfortable thing about this is if you have to blow your nose. So make sure you blow your nose. We will do this exhale vigorously. All right, we will do that 30 times, 3 times through. And I will let you know when we're done. I will say, release the breath, breathe normally. And I really want you to relax, stop thinking about what you were doing, just be allowing your body to just sort of extend that energy as you just allow yourself. And then we'll start again. I'll say inhale and then go. And then we'll exhale, 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 okay? So again, the idea is trying to keep your seat very firm so that you're not wobbling all over here, so that the energy is really concentrated in the navel. So you feel that navel punching, okay? It's worth a shot, right? Let it feel good. And if it's difficult, that's okay. If you've never done this before, that is also okay. We are just going to try it out, okay? All right, so roll the shoulders back. You can, again, place your hands on the knees or on the thighs, or bring your hands up. Inhale. Let it all go. Breathe normally. Relax through the neck and shoulders. Notice what you notice. Subtle shifts in the mind, maybe already, in the body, energetically speaking. Right. Getting ready for our next round. Inhale to prepare and go. Exhale everything out. Breathe normally. Just check in. Notice what you notice. Last round, we're going to inhale to prepare and get ready. Exhale everything out, let it go.